Well, oh man, I'm a little intense. I don't know if I'm ready for this, you know? Well, today is May the 8th, and I'm about to go see Avengers Infinity War. I have no idea what footage. I'm going to be going back and forth between this footage and footage on my phone. I don't know what I'm going to edit for my spoiler review, and I don't know what's going to be used for my non-spoiler review. So, I'm going to do my best to keep both as drastically different as possible, so that way you can actually watch both videos, and there's very little repeat information. So still playing around with this spoiler non-spoiler videos. It's a little bit twice the work, but I think it might be worth it in the long run. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know if I'm ready for this. The reason I'm really pushing to see this movie as soon as possible is because being on the internet so much, there's so many little things going for Facebook and memes and stuff, and it's like I'm trying my best not to get anything spoiled, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't think anything's been spoiled, and if anything's been spoiled, it's been done in such a way that I didn't even think it was a spoiler or something like that. When they showed the trailers for Avengers Infinity War in theaters, whenever I went to see a movie, I closed my eyes for the trailers, so I only heard the trailers. And it sounds good, it sounds epic, but I haven't really seen anything footage-wise, but I wanted to say that, but unfortunately, images on the internet keep going around, and feel so I've seen little images of some things. I've done my best to not see anything. I really hope it's more like the first Avengers in the sense of entertainment. And I really hope Thanos is not as jokey. I guess. I don't know if that's even a word, jokey. So I just hope he's a little more serious villain-wise. Haven't read the comics. This is the build-up. This is what, after the first Avengers. Like, the first build-up was for Avengers. Thanos is for the second. That's the second build-up. That's the thing they've been going over arc-wise, so... And here's the question is, if somehow they defeat Thanos, what's going to be the next major arc, per se, superhero-wise? Like, I have no idea. Okay, moving on. Here I am. I'm outside the theater, and, I don't know if I'm prepared for this. Everyone who I know who have seen this movie, Avengers Infinity War, they said they went into it, and they were like, oh, I'm unprepared for this, and it's like, nope, they weren't. Yeah, it's gonna be a good movie, and I just don't know how brutal of a movie it's gonna be. I have no idea how Josh Brolin pulls off Thanos. I mean, all I know comic book wise is he loves death, and he's literally and figuratively in love with death, and tries to marry her or something like that. So something along those lines. So in the comics or something, that's just what I heard. So going into this movie, it's like, how much death loving is this this version of Thanos is gonna be, the live action MCU version of him. And here's the thing, when you're dealing with a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar property as the MCU, there's not really an easy do-over. Like, they made a couple mistakes going on throughout the MCU universe early on, and maybe a couple later on, but for most part, they've been doing a tremendous job with it, and it's like, if they kill off someone, and will the fans backlash or against it? I mean, so far, glancing at International Movie Database news and all that, it's been making a hell of a lot of money, broke every record ever, all that jazz, and so I'm super excited to see Avengers Infinity War, and I don't know what else to say. I'm actually kind of a little bit afraid going into the theater because I've been avoiding spoilers and whatnot, and I know there's always a previous showing they get let out, and then it's like they talk about the movie as they're coming out of the thing. So it's like I want to go much later, like I want to hang in before going into the theater or waiting in line, and I really hope nothing gets spoiled. Time to watch Avengers Infinity Wars. No, I'm just kidding. It's Infinity War. Time to watch Avengers. I just watched Avengers Infinity War. Hold on a second. I'm a goner. First thing I really want to point out is when walking out of the theater, the sound of everyone, oh my gosh, it's like, it literally was just like we walked out of a, it's like we were walking out of a funeral home after a funeral. Like, that's just the atmosphere of the, just everyone. Like, even when everyone was putting away their 3D glasses, it's just that little, like, everyone's down and just, oh man. Even the sound of it, just them putting it in, it's not like, oh hey, it was a good movie and then just throw it in. It's more of a slow boom, boom, boom. My gosh, the beginning of this movie, that beginning of the movie just made me that much more upset of what happened in Thor Ragnarok. The movie was extremely well done. I'm quite happy with the end product. Oh man. You know that little system that, I don't know if anyone even remembers that. Early on in my Just Watch reviews, I had a little system for saying how much this movie a movie made me cry and whatnot, and this made me tear up. I was holding back tears. I was. I wasn't full on crying. Like, I don't even know if I'll pull up that thing editing wise, but yeah, this movie, I was holding back tears. I was close. I was close to crying. Yeah, if you've seen any of the other Marvel films and you really liked it, if you missed a couple films, I would definitely recommend seeing the ones you didn't before seeing this movie. But if not, if you want to just, if you only saw certain movies because you liked that character or whatever, go see this movie anyways. Especially in theaters and IMAX, because this is I forgot to mention it in my early part of the review, but this is the very first movie filmed from start to finish entirely in IMAX, and it is that's not a documentary or like one of those things they would, the Science Center or whatever, or the nature documentary type things or whatever, or play or production. This is the first live action, like, story studio movie filmed entirely in IMAX. And I can a little bit imagine what the movie's like with not in IMAX. You're only missing out about 22% of the entire ratio of the film. So I would definitely, if there's one movie you hold out your money for to see in IMAX, this is the film you would use it on. Absolutely. Oh, what else to say? I just want to talk about spoilers. Oof.
Mmm. Mmm. Son of a. Oh, I really like the theme. Structurally, the movie is balancing that many cast members. This movie is structured so well, like script wise. Um, I really, I'm so glad Thanos is not jokey in the sense of like Ultron. Um, um, he's everything I wanted in a MCU villain, especially someone with that power and just mindset. Like Josh Brolin does a tremendous job of acting, even though I think it's motion capture. Like motion capture should not disregard someone's acting just because they're there's a they amplify it with the computer generated stuff. There is some great acting in this film, especially for superhero films in general. They always get brushed off as like, oh, there's nothing script worthy in a film like that where it's so much CGI and whatnot. But like, you gotta there's so many things where it's like the actors are actually doing a tremendous job, because it's like you're acting against what they see as all green screen and placeholders, things in place of stuff, and they have to act as if it was real. Like, that is probably one of the hardest acting jobs to do. And then on top of that, action is pretty does a pretty big toll on your body as well. For anything action related, you'd always have to keep in shape and whatnot. But yeah, this movie, oh man, directors did a great job. This is the one thing I always wanted, like Marvel Cinematic Universe wise, is to see other people just like mixing of characters and all that, seeing characters in other environments and all that, and crossovers. Like, I love crossovers. So I was disappointed later on after Avengers, the first Avengers movies, they gone back to the solo movies and all that, and it's like I want to see a little more crossovers, like for Ragnarok, like even if it's just for one scene or whatever, just seeing another character from another movie. And so this movie, it felt so natural. Great casting, for any of the new roles that are in this movie for the first time for the MCU. Tremendous casting. Like, I felt like even the minions for Thanos, I don't know who they were acting wise, but they really stood out. They weren't. I think only one of them was like a little cardboard, but it was still memorable enough. But and like, really good job. And hello, darkness, my only friend. I come to talk with you again. Oh yeah. Okay. But yeah. Well done, well done. Every decision in this movie, well done. Thank you, Marvel, for uh starting something and getting it to this point. I definitely want to rewatch this film. Oh, it was really enjoyable, and my gosh, the 3D looked amazing. I loved, for once, not switching in and out of IMAX to the ratio of the black bars. I loved just having the entire film be the entire screen. Like, oh, thank you for once. I know IMAX is very expensive, and the reason they don't do that is because they have to do a couple takes, and it's a lot for IMAX cameras. So for a movie like this, I'm so glad they made the decision of doing that. Same is going to be with part 4. Yeah, Avengers Part 4. Oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? So anyways, I want to know what you thought of Avengers Infinity War. Let me know in the comments below, and thank you very much for watching, and I want you to have a nice day or night or whatever time you watch this. Have a nice whatever. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Check out my other videos if you want. Uh, See me rank the Marvel Cinematic Universe before seeing this movie. Uh, and various other things. I also do like unboxings and fan made edits, and you never know what you're gonna get on this channel. Actually, no, you know what you're gonna get on this channel. It's stuff and darkness and